Alright, today we're having a look at Ethereal Lake by Alpi. Alright, so here we are in Ethereal Lake by Alpi, and I have to admit to some bias coming into this episode. Alpi is a wonderful creator, and also just a really all-around cool person who sometimes comes into streams. I'm going to try to keep myself as unbiased as I can when actually talking about the level, but just so there's a bit of a heads up. But I do have to say already, I'm liking the way it looks an awful lot. I'm liking it. It's got a very nice chill vibe to it. I believe, although now I'm gonna have to go and check, that Alpi probably did this music as well. I know that he does composition for his creations, so there's a good chance that this track, excuse us, is that, do you think that's gonna kill us? Oh, it's a reflection. Okay, oh crumbs. Okay, yeah, that killed us. Oh, go back, go back, go back. Whoops. No, now we're gonna have to wait for it. We've only got so much time, though. Wait. No. Nisco, don't. Okay, so I've got excited. I'm excited. I've been excited about LBP, and then I just went and got myself killed on account of that. Wait, is it a reflection, or is that... Do you think that's a secondary bubble? I can't tell. It's a secondary bubble. Okay, I am not gonna get that prize bubble. I am sorry, Alpi, but not today. Ooh, we've got a lizard. Oh, come back! Lizard friend! Lizard friend, you've left us! Why? I didn't even have to... Oh, look at that the weird star thing in the background. I'm loving it. Not like McDonald's, but actually loving it. Excuse me, do I have to do a super jump? Whee! I did indeed. This is nice. It's got a nice smooth pace, but I'm screwing up the pace because that's a thing that I do often. It happens. But like otherwise, I could gush about the look of it, and I definitely will when we get back to the hub gush about the look of it, and definitely the sound of it is very cool as well. There's not too much stretch, there's not too much flex as far as gameplay, but that is perfectly fine with me sometimes. Don't necessarily need to have something that is mechanically stretching itself at every opportunity. In fact, sometimes that can make things a little bit more difficult because it does funny things to the logic if you get too much lag in the level. We've only got 12 seconds left. No! It does seem like there's a pretty good balance of objects in the level, that we're not getting like a lot of slowdown, we're not getting a lot of lag, but we've got to go back to the hub. We'll see you there. See yas! And we're back, and Ethereal Lake by Alpi, and I think that this is a solid green circle. I know that there's some that might argue it down to a stronger yellow square, but I think that the level is a fun level, it's a creative level, and it sets out to do, it accomplishes what it sets out to do, which I find quite often in community levels, that's something that a lot of creators don't quite manage to nail. You can see the idea that they're aiming for, but they don't quite get there in the end. But I think that this level does. It is remarkably chill. It is remarkably relaxing. It's visually very, very nice to look at. I love the color scheme that's used in this level, and the way that it knits together so well, and it gives the sense of kind of a coldish alien place. I like the little design work that was done, for example, the trees and the dripping goo that's actually dripping upwards. I thought was, again, very good in setting the tone of this place. The axolotls, I know that I said that there were lizards in the video, and even as I said it, I was like, they got the frills. The frills are axolotls. It's just a great material shaping. It's a great sculpt going on in there. They don't have movement in the sculpture itself, but still, I really, really like them. They were cute as hell, and I appreciated that. One little bit of visual detail that I thought was a little bit unusual. We saw earlier on, there's a homemade switch that you're going to be using to progress in the level a little bit. It's a really nice switch. It's a really nice effect. It's got a camera pull in and everything. Then later on, there's a couple of switches that you'll be using to move a bit of floaty fluid, so that you can progress again to another hanging switch that you're going to grab. And those switches are from just the regular toolkit. And I kind of wondered, not that it's really important or anything, it wasn't anything I felt that detracted from the level, but I wondered why Alpi had gone through the trouble of making the switch earlier on and then just use these off-the-shelf switches later. But it's a very, very minor point. One thing that I liked, and I noticed in a number of Alpi's levels, long score chains. This is going to sound goofy, but yeah, every now and then, I like to see the numbers go up. I like to have a nice stretch where I can just run and see if I can keep my multiplier going, and it was here, and I have fun with it. I enjoyed it. I actually got to number 4 this time around. This is like my 5th time playing, so I did that. It was pretty cool. Going back to the visual effects for a moment, and the depth of field, this is something that I really, really love, this technique where you've got the foreground is nice and sharp, but the background is kind of fuzzy and blurry. We see that in, well, when we're in the foreground of the level before we take the bounce pads to go into the back, and it looks especially nice with the puffer, with the celestial pufferfish that they've got going there. I thought it's a really cool effect. It's something I really enjoy seeing in levels and in other pieces of media, so to see it used well here was really cool. Music as well. It turns out that music is the Cosmic Cove theme from Super Mario Galaxy 2, which I was not familiar with, and I hope that Nintendo does not give us a copyright strike for that. But Alpi's done a great job of transferring it into the Little Big Planet sequencer, so excellent job with that. And all in all, just a really fun, enjoyable level. As far as things that I don't feel pulled it down, but I think that other folks might, it is not a particularly challenging level. There's nothing here that's really going to trip you up. There are definitely hazards, there's definitely places you can die, but the only times that I found myself dying was when I was trying to get all the bubbles for the high score, and I was rushing along a little bit with it, and I missed a couple of jumps, or I jumped into one of the pufferfish, and it was totally on me. I don't think anybody who's taking their time with this level, and even if you take your time with this level, it's not going to be particularly long. I don't think anybody who's taking their time with this level is probably going to die, so folks that are looking for a challenge aren't really going to find it here. Also, while the floaty fluid I felt was well utilized throughout the level, it is something that is incorporated in the level, not just a one and done, not just thrown in awkwardly, but actually is definitely a part of the movement of the level. It really is just a part of the movement of the level. There's not a lot of stretching with what you do with floaty fluid there. And people who are looking for a little bit more of a stretch, a little bit more of a flex with the mechanics of the levels aren't going to find it with the floaty fluid here. If you are looking for a floaty fluid challenge, a very challenging level, gameplay and mechanics-wise, I can recommend the Cosmic Path 2 by Patrick321, also Cosmic Path 1. Both of them really push the limits of floaty fluid and are really tough levels all in all. So give those a look. This is my 4th recording. My throat is starting to go, so let's start to wrap this up. But still, I think that those are very minor points, and I think that if you're putting this level up against other levels, then yeah, maybe you could argue those points. But if you're looking at this level as its own cohesive self, and I think that it nails it out of the park. It's also got a secret, and your girl here, she found the secret curb. I'm not going to spoil the surprise. I'm going to make you look for it, but this girl found it. So go me, perhaps go you, but also go Alpi. Known Alpi since 2019 now. Looked at Tree Top Hop. Unfortunately, that's back in the before, so that video is no longer up. But I loved his level when I played it the first time, and we got to know each other. Shows up on stream. He's a great community member, and someone whose levels I always have managed to enjoy. So if you're looking for a creator, not just a single level to look at, but a creator whose work that you'd like to engage with, I definitely recommend Alpi. It's top-notch. But I think that pretty much covers everything here this go about. So, from me, Risco, here in Tokyo, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.